What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, as we all know, we had a massive trade deadline just come and gone, and perhaps no trade was bigger than the one the Phoenix Suns made to acquire Kevin Durant. Now, I just had a look at the Dallas side of things. Of course, one of the dynamic duo has gone over to Dallas, and the other one has come to Phoenix, and boy, am I excited to hop into this rebuild. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alrighty, guys. So taking a look at the roster, of course, we have Chris Paul, point guard CP3. Even though he's showing his age a little bit more this season, he is still Chris Paul. He's averaging 14 and 9 assists. Fairly good shooting. Then we also have the scoring maestro Devin Booker. He's averaging 27, 5 and 5. He's also a very underrated playmaker. I don't know if it's fair to say underrated, but he's a very good playmaker in general. Definitely someone I wouldn't mind having run the point guard spot in the future if we do have to move on from Chris Paul. Of course, the Suns brought over TJ Warren as well in this deal, who is a fantastic pickup in my opinion. You have someone to fill in that wing spot, and then of course you have the Durantula himself, Kevin Durant, at the power forward spot out of Texas. He's averaging 30 points. You know who he is, as he said so himself. We also have DeAndre Ayton running that 5 spot. Now, his future I'm not as certain about as the others. He's probably up in the air with Chris Paul. If there is room to make an upgrade using him, I think we will go ahead and do that. Cameron Payne off the bench, Torrey Craig, Damian Lee, and Darius Bazley. Josh Okogie sitting there at the 10th man spot. Now, this team did also pick up Terrence Ross in the buyout market, so I think I will play him to start off the season, and we'll see how we go from there. Outside of that, there's not too much we can do until the off season because we have passed the trade deadline in start today. Hopefully the moves this team made is enough for them to go all the way in the postseason, just like they are hoping for in real life. So we'll go 35 apiece to these guys, 32 to Chris Paul, and we can go 28 to DeAndre Ayton. We'll give him a few more minutes off of campaign there. So I like the look of that. The bench is a little bit lackluster. Hopefully that's something we can also upgrade in the offseason. But as of right now, the system proficiency is actually sitting at 4.5 stars, dude, which is awesome. And that's with TJ Warren being a really bad fit. So I do like that a lot. But in any case, we are going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the season, and we are currently at the All-Star break. I just watched the celebrity game with my partner today. That was actually a whole lot of fun. We had a bit of a laugh. So without any further ado, I will go ahead, simulate to the rest of the season, and I'll catch you guys there. Be back in a sec. Alrighty guys, so we are here at the end of the season. We finished with about 44 wins, which I was hoping for a little bit more, but it's not the end of the world. You can see Luka Doncic wins MVP, averaging absurd numbers as he always does in these simulations. And your rookie of the year is Paolo Banchero, averaging 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, a monster stat line, especially for a rookie. That 3-point percentage is a little bit painful. And my boy Russ wins 6th man of the year in Boston. He really got traded by the Lakers and said, you know what, just to stick it to you, I'm going to go to the other side, to the dark side, some might say. So that's good. Good for him. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year. Alpi is your most improved player, a very exciting young player to watch. And Budenholzer is your coach of the year. Now, in terms of all NBA players, we do get Kevin Durant, who is averaging a cool 28, 7 and 5. Unfortunately, we didn't get Chris Paul or Devin Booker on any teams. So let's get right into the playoffs. We are the 5 seed playing Golden State in the first round. That is a tough matchup, if I do say so myself. Let's go ahead and drop this down to a 9-man rotation for the playoffs. Is there any other changes we want to make while we're here? And there was nothing really I could see that I liked or didn't like. Monty Williams seems to be running a very safe system, at least in 2K. So we will have a look at what the guys did. Terrence Ross for us averaged 7 points on 44, 37 splits. Darius Bazley gave us about 6 and 3.5 on 44% shooting. So I am leaning towards playing Terrence Ross in the playoffs. And yikes, you guys can see campaign was not the greatest in the world. 11 and 6 is pretty good on paper, but that efficiency is just not something I'm a fan of. So we're going to go ahead and demote him from the 6th man spot. I think we will give him about 18 minutes a night, and we'll give Torrey Craig about 20 because I like his defensive ability. We'll leave these two as it is because it looks like they are performing pretty well, but if someone does fall off, I'm definitely going to be looking at Terrence Ross to give those minutes to. So for the playoffs, I know Chris Paul's about 65 years old, but we're going to go ahead and give him 34 minutes. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant have to play all the minutes. Please take them. And then we'll also give DeAndre Ayton probably 30. I want to say we'll take a couple more actually off campaign. And Damian Lee can have about 15 because I'm a little bit OCD and I don't like these minutes being out of whack, but I also don't want to switch him because he's a higher overall. But we will see how those guys are playing. TJ Warren can have 30, that's fine by me. So for the first round, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, the Splash Brothers. Klay's back up to an 85. You love to see it, man. I think he got as low as an 80 at one point, and that was just upsetting me. Outside of the Splash Brothers, they have the usual suspects, Wiggins, Dre, and Kevon. It looks like they didn't pick up anyone out of free agency. Our team, you know how it looks. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, TJ Warren, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton. I would definitely argue we're not as good as our record states, so hopefully we can actually get out of here. Game 1, we will simulate. We do go down. In a close game, we lose by 3. Steph gives us 32. Poole gives us 28. It was a pool party by the look of it, and we were definitely invited. Klay Thompson has 18 on 6 of 21 shooting, 4 of 13 from 3. That's a little bit depressing for him. Game 2, can we please go ahead and win? And we do. Let's go, man. We tied up 1-1. Klay Thompson has a better game. He heard my criticism. He gives us 37, but they do lose. So maybe Klay shouldn't be trying to score that much if it's going to result in a loss. Kevin Durant gives us 33, 23 from Book, 12 assists, 11 assists from Chris Paul, 19 points. And I did fail to mention Kevin Durant going against his former team. We do actually go ahead and go up 2-1. Kevin Durant 31, 5 and 9, 29, 5 and 5 from Jordan Poole, but it was not enough. Can we go up 3-2-1? And we do. Let's go, man. I love what I'm seeing. DeAndre Ayton with a double-double leading us in scoring, which I absolutely love to see. 10 rebounds, 3 blocks as well on 10 of 16 shooting. That's amazing. Mwah, I love to see it. Good job, DeAndre. Klay Thompson leads them in scoring, but not an efficient shooting night. Can we just go ahead and gentlemen sweep them? We can't. So it looks like they do win this game by 2 points. A nail biter. We got to win those close ones so we can actually advance. Steph gives us 39, 6 and 4. He's too good. He's too good, man. 28 and 9 from Book, 20 and 13 from the point guard. All right, Simcasting game 6. Can we please just get out of here so I don't have to go to a game 7 and I cannot stress, at least in round 1. It does not look good so far for us. We're going into the half, going down 57-72, which is not a good sign. And it looks like we're going to get blown out this game. And that is the case, unfortunately. We do end up losing by 15 points, which does suck. Kevin Durant gives us 21, though, in a loss, which... not the worst thing in the world. It could definitely be a little bit higher. Steph and Klay combined for 59 of their points. So can we please go ahead and win this game 7? I would really appreciate that, 2K, if you don't make me lose in round 1. I mean, we are technically the lower seed, but it's a 4-5 matchup, so I wouldn't even count that necessarily as an upset. And we end up winning by 2. Dude, are you serious? I just kept it simming because I thought we had the lead, but we did actually blow it there a little bit towards the end. We win by 2 points. I'll take it. You got to win the close games. Jordan Poole gives them 38, but it was not enough because we get 34, 21, and 20 from arguably our big 3. Chris Paul gave us about 9 points, but 14 assists. He only shot the ball 3 times. He can shoot it a little bit more. I might actually have a quick look at his shot tendency. KD and Book at 95 and 99 is fine. I'll give Kevin Durant slightly more touches, and we can definitely up Chris Paul. He's only at a 60. We can up him to about an 80, and we can up Ayton to about a 70. All right, so round 2, we have the Denver Nuggets and your 2-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, who is looking like he's going to win his 3rd. That'd be insane. I wonder if he does, if they'll give him a 4th, if they'll even consider it next year. So Jamal Murray, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, KCP, the usual suspects. I'm just going to simulate game 1. Hopefully we win. We don't. I feel like it's a running gag with me and 2K that I never win the first game, which is a little bit frustrating, but I guess it's not super unrealistic. They are the 1 seed, they are at home. So it's basically Jokic versus Kevin Durant in that game. Can we go ahead and tie it up 1-1? We can. Jokic has 22, 5 and 10. Still a great game, but Kevin Durant, the Durantula, gives us 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists on 60% shooting from 3. Can we go ahead and go up 2-1? We can. I hope this isn't a repeat of last series where we go up just to choke it just about. We still got out of there, but it's more stress than it needed to be. Devin Booker gives us 24, 5 and 6. Nikola Jokic gives us 30 and 13. Can we please go ahead and go up 3-1? We can't. They bring it back. That's not what I like to see. A good game from Booker and Chris Paul, though. But Kevin Durant put up a stinker. I mean, he was playing really well for us up until that point. Jokic has 37 and 16. It looks like if Kevin Durant's not going off, we might just not be winning. And they do go up 3-2. This is my worst nightmare. Jamal Murray with a 39-point game. Vintage Jamal Bubble Murray. So let's just go ahead and see if we can force a game 7. All right, simcasting this one. We are at home in Phoenix. We start off with a 22-4 lead. Now, 2K, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. If we blow this lead, I'm going to be very upset. So let's go ahead and see how it goes into the future. And we do win. So that box score, if we have a look, Kevin Durant, 34 and 7. As I was saying, man, we just need him to go off and Jamal Murray to not turn into basketball Jesus. So Game 7, all chips on the table to go to the conference finals. On the other end, you have a Memphis-Dallas series, similar to what we had, I think, in the Dallas rebuild. They're going to a Game 7 too. So let's see what happens. 70-54 in the third, going into the fourth, 87-68, 110-79. So we are going to win this one. And we do actually blow them out. That's ridiculous. With a 31-point win, Jamal Murray leads them in scoring again. Jokic, the second guy. But Kevin Durant, man, he's just been unstoppable. 32-9. Fantastic. And look at that. We have another Dallas-Phoenix matchup. You love to see it. So, of course, we've got Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Christian Wood, and then the other two. No disrespect. And then, of course, you know, our team, Kevin Durant, just has been a man on a mission. Hopefully, we can win game 1. I don't have a good feeling. Maybe I'll simcast game 1 just because every time I sim the game entirely, we seem to lose. So, let's go ahead and see who wins this one. They do go ahead and take the lead. It's a 3-point game. Still a 3-point game. Can we go ahead and tie it up? I don't think so. I think that might be it. And they do win by 2 points. So again, we lose game 1. Luke has 50, 14, and 13, man. Come on, dude. What am I supposed to do? Kyrie has 23 points. Kevin Durant also had 41 and Devin Booker had 29, but it just was not enough. So we do really want to win this game here. I'm considering switching the Luka matchup because Chris Paul is very little, but I also don't know who I could put on him instead. We are going to lose this game as well. I just don't want to get swept, 2K. Please don't do that to me. All right, so unfortunately, it does look like the 6'0" Chris Paul is our best option to guard Luka, at least in terms of defensive ratings. So I am just going to adjust some settings here quickly. We're going to go deny ball and smother on Luka. We're going to force him baseline and hope Ayton can actually come and help. And we're going to go a hard hedge on Luka as well. We'll double team the perimeter on the drive, and hopefully that can make a little bit of a difference. So let's see if we can go ahead and actually win a game here. We are at home in Phoenix now. We start off 21-17, but we do actually win that game by 23. So we've proven we can beat them. Booker with a 40 piece, 28 from KD, 19-15, and 16-13 from Chris Paul and Ayton. So that game we did contain Luka a little bit. I mean, contain is a relative term, but if you look at game 1, of course, he had that 50-point monster triple-double. In game 2, he also had 53, 8, and 11. But then in that game, you see we actually held him to 22 points on 8 of 16 shooting. So that's good. Maybe the changes I made did something. Maybe it's all a lie. Maybe 2K just makes it look like it did something. But we then start off terribly in this game, but we do close it out. We win by 5. We tie it up 2-2. That's what I like to see. 30 from Booker. And yeah, I don't know if those changes actually do anything because you can see there Luke has a 46-point game. But at least I'm not having to worry about Kyrie as much. I should probably just keep my mouth shut at this point. But I mean, what? He had 20, which, you know, 20 is still a decent amount of points, but 17 for Kyrie Irving. And then what was that? 19. So if it's just Luka, I'm not as stressed. But I feel like it's been that his whole career so far, and you've seen what he's done anyway. So let's see if we can go ahead and take the lead 3-2. It looks like, knock on wood, we do win this game. So we got 3-2, which is what I like to see. 3-2 on the other side. I'm hoping Philly actually beats Cleveland because you guys know Boston and Cleveland in the sim in 2K are just absolute headaches. So can we go ahead and close this out in game 6? That would be nice. We're at home in Phoenix, in the Footprint Center. Let's see, can we do it? It's very back and forth here in the fourth, and it is a 5-point game. I will hop in. Kevin Durant for 3. His jump shot is so slow. Jesus. That's definitely because of the stamina issue. I am really not happy about that. I feel like I'm going to lose just because of garbage animations slowing down. I am playing with no sound as well, so that makes this a little bit more tricky. Jock Landale, can you hit that? He has a ridiculously quick jumper for no reason. Okay, I'm just terrible at the game, I guess, and we're going to lose that one. So I will just go ahead and sim to the end. So we're going to another game 7, man. Let me see what I can do. I mean, everyone's already playing a ton of time, and I don't really know what I can do. I'll see how these guys won in their last games. So, I mean, we'll drop a couple minutes to Baisley, give him to Ayton, but if he's going to foul out anyway, I don't really see much point. We can drop a couple minutes off TJ and give him to Craig, I guess. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but let's go ahead and simcast this one. We are back in Dallas, so I don't think this bodes well for us, unfortunately. Right, so going into the half, we are down 54-60. Hopefully we can make a run here. And we actually do, man. Look at that, 86-78. That is what I like to see. Can we just go ahead and not blow this, please? We are up by 10. They take the lead again because, of course, they do. I hate you, 2K. Absolutely no reason for that. That was just absolute garbage, and we are gonna lose this series. Come on, man. I hate that so much. What for? But when I was the Mavericks, I didn't get any of this luck. So 39 from Booker, 23 from KD, 35 from Luka. Whatever, man. I don't even care. They go ahead and beat the 76ers, which, as I said, we would have beaten Philly, man. I believe that with all of my bones. Alright, so we are going to pick up Campaign's player option there. Now, I was thinking we definitely needed to win that game 6 because I said to myself, if we have to go back to Dallas, we're probably not going to do that. Hopefully Kyrie goes to another team, but it looks like he's going to go back to the Mavericks, unfortunately. Now, we don't really have any cap space, so I think I'm just going to have to go ahead and re-sign these guys. We'll give TJ Warren about 15 mil because I am wanting to pair him in a trade with somebody who can actually defend. And then Darius Bazley is the only other guy I'm really too invested in. So we'll give him about 12 mil for 3 years. Let's see if we can sign those two guys. I might be trying to throw them in a trade together. See if we can upgrade that spot. All right, so we are going to go ahead and do this trade here with Detroit for Jalen Duren and Jonathan Isaac. So it looks like they're already ready to let him go. And I'm not even sure when Jonathan got there. But it looks like Jalen Duren's looking for a payday. They might not want to give it to him. And we get some more defense there in a backup center. I've given them these 3 players, TJ Warren, Bazley is a younger player, and Landry Shamet. And then also 2 second-round picks they didn't ask for, just so I can say we gave them some picks. But we will go ahead and accept that. And now they don't want to do it. They want 3 seconds for Isaiah Livers. I guess that's fair enough. So we'll go ahead and accept that. That definitely bolsters our rotation. We can play KD or Jonathan Isaac at the 3. It doesn't matter too much. But it looks like Jonathan Isaac does actually go up in overall at the small forward position, whereas Kevin Durant does not. So we will go ahead and make Jonathan Isaac our full-time 3. So Chris Paul, Campaign, Devin Booker, Jonathan Isaac, Kevin Durant. We picked up Isaiah Livers, who I'm not too keen on. I might see if another team wants to take him on for a vet, but I do like our center rotation. So I think I want definitely a new wing who can back up those 2 guys, and I'll see what we can do with Isaiah Livers. All right, so I do like the look of Josh Richardson. If we can get him on a 2-year deal, perhaps with the team option, and I would give him $5 million because there are a couple of other guys I'm interested in also. I would also give Gary Harris an offer if we don't manage to get Josh. And then lastly, I would sign Eric Gordon for a minimum, definitely. Gives us some more scoring, even though he might be about to regress. So we do get him for the minimum. And it looks like we can actually overpay a little bit for Josh Okogie too. So I would give him about 10 mil if he'll accept that. We do get those 3 guys. We don't have enough to sign Gary Harris actually. So we get 2 of the 3, which is still pretty good. So I will see if I can make any more trades to further upgrade our roster. We can also sign Torrey Craig back, so I'll give him about 6 mil. We can throw him into a trade as well if we need to. All right, now I couldn't find anything else I really like, so we're going to wait until the trade deadline. And if need be, we will make some more trades. We do get a couple of guys back on those qualifying offers. So it looks like KD and Chris Paul regress, but everyone else seems to be going up. Of course, our veterans. Of course, I sign Eric Gordon. He drops 3 immediately. Down 2 for Torrey, which gave him 6 mil, probably not the greatest thing in the world, but hopefully we can match some salaries. Right, so just looking at the rotation now, if there's anything I was going to target, it would most likely be an upgrade at that backup point guard spot. No disrespect to Campaign, he's been here for a minute, but I think we can definitely get a little bit better than that. I mean, 11-6 isn't bad, but that efficiency is quite disgusting. Josh Richardson hopefully is good for us, and then also I would like to move one of those guys for a bigger wing. So you can see the starting lineup, that looks good to me. Let's just go ahead and see what sort of trouble we can get into. All right, so we're here at the trade deadline, and I am happy with what I am seeing, dude. It looks like we are the 1 seed. We are 39-16, and you can see the Lakers there are the 2 seed, which is fairly surprising. If we go over to the NBA standings, you can see we're obviously first in the West. We're 1 game behind Cleveland in the East, so we do have to compete with that. Now, we had 1 All-Star, and that was, of course, Kevin Durant. Chris Paul is averaging 12 and 9 on pretty good efficiency. We had so many trade offers I had to shut down, dude. Ben Simmons was offered to me about 13 times. Book also gave us 26 and 7. Not sure how he wasn't an all-star. Jonathan Isaac, he's not there to score, but he's giving us about 6 and 6, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Might have to lower his three-point tendency because it looks like he might be chucking up too many for how many he is able to hit. 23 points for Kevin Durant, which kind of surprises me a little bit because he had less points than Booker, and yet he wasn't an all-star unless I missed him. You can see 20-24 there, and none for Devin. So I guess they just gave it to the higher overall. Maybe that's how 2K operates. Ayton also had a ton of trade offers for you, my boy. 15 and 10. Very good stuff, 50%. He doesn't need to be taking any threes. I'm not sure why he is. Our backup center, Jalen Duren, 16 and 10, 70%. Perfect center duo. Cam Payne, 10 and 6 on better efficiency. So he's upped his trade values. Played better for us, but I still need an upgrade there. Josh Richardson's been good. And Josh Okogie, I just realized we have the two Joshes, has not been good. So I think the two main trades I want to make are going to be for a better backup point guard / six-man type of guy. Durant's cool, but I like it being a guard. And then also a taller wing. So let me see what I can do. I'll be back in 1 sec. All right, so I found our first trade. We're going to be getting Derek White and Peyton Pritchard from the Celtics. They get a 3-for-2 deal, maybe bolster their depth, and we get, I would say, an upgrade definitely at that point guard spot. We're just going to bump Derek White down, and he goes up to an 80, man. I love to see that. So we'll make his backup a shooting guard. All right, and then we're also going to make this move, moving Peyton Pritchard and Isaiah Livers. You can say Pritchard's been rerouted to a third team in a 3-team trade sort of scenario for Kyle Anderson mainly, but we also get Javon Carter, the GOAT. So now our bench is looking solid. You can see the rest of the guys also looking very nice. Hopefully that was enough to get us over the hump. System proficiency is still at 4.5 stars. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. We're 39 and 16 now. I would like 50 wins at least. So I wanted 50 wins. We actually end with 57. Luka is your MVP, averaging at 36, 11 and 10. Dude, that never ceases to amaze me. That is so ridiculous. Bulls fans, I know you would all love to see this. Scoot Henderson is your Rookie of the Year. And Jalen Duren wins 6th Man of the Year as soon as he gets traded to Phoenix. So maybe Detroit just wasn't giving him enough opportunity. My boy Anthony Davis wins Defensive Player of the Year. Tyler Hero averages 29 points. Sheesh. JB is your Coach of the Year. So they were only 2 games better than us, which makes me feel a little bit better. Any NBA teams for us, I cannot see anyone, but I'm usually blind, so I will just double check. No, but we do get all defensive first team Jonathan Isaac, and looking at that, I did actually forget to change some shot tendencies. We'll do that right now. We are actually the 1 seed, so let's go. Okay, so Jonathan Isaac's 3 tendency is at a 35. I'm going to down that to about a 10. He really doesn't need to be taking that many. We'll down the other ones too, just in case he gets some funny ideas. And I want to do the same for Ayton. He's only on a 4, which always makes me a little bit confused as to why he takes so many. Maybe because his center was at a 90, so he is comfortable taking those. But I'm going to go ahead and drop his all down to a 0. And Derek White hasn't really been hitting his 3s all too well either, so I'm going to go ahead and drop his 3-point tendency also. Right, and everyone else has been pretty good. So before we get into it, I just want to go over quickly to the player stats for the season. So you can see Booker leads us in scoring with about 26 points, no all-star appearance, 26 and 7 on 50, 40, almost 90 splits. Kevin Durant, 22 points. So he took a little bit of a backseat for Booker this season. 6 rebounds, 50, 40, 90, definitely. Jalen Duren was our 3rd leading scorer off the bench with 16 and 10, almost 2 blocks. That was an elite pickup. I mean, you can argue that definitely wasn't realistic in real life, but in the game of 2K, they very rarely play him and always try to get rid of him. So I'll take what I can. Ayton has 15, 10, and about a block and a steal. 26% from 3, so I'm glad we lowered that tendency. Chris Paul with 13 and 9. He seems to shoot less every season, but when he is, at least from 3, he's been pretty efficient and from the line. Derek White, after we picked him up, about 10 points, 4 assists. He wasn't hitting his 3s, so as I said, I had to lower that a fair amount. Kyle Anderson, though, 40% from 3. He also played 85 games this season. That's hilarious. 6 points for Josh on pretty good efficiency, and then you saw Isaac's numbers. We've dropped his 3-point tendency significantly. So let's see who we have in round 1, and it is the Grizzlies. So I believe they fell off. I mean, knock on wood, they were in the conference finals last season, so we'll see how that goes. They have 2 90s and a close to 90, which I suppose we do as well, but let's just see. Hopefully we can actually win this without me stressing as much as last season. So for the playoffs, we're definitely going to play the top guys some more minutes, but I do trust our bench now, which is nice. I couldn't say that for last season. And I actually want to play Duren more than Ayton, but I might play them 30 minutes apiece. We'll go 40 to KD, and we definitely want to get Booker up there as well. And we have stopped playing Chris Paul as much, which I guess I'm okay with for now. We'll see how we go. So game 1, simulate game. We actually win a game 1. Let's go. I love it. 31, 8 and 5 from KD. 26 and 12 from the point guard. Wound back the clock. 10 of 15 shooting. Devin Booker, 22, 5 and 5. Jonathan Isaac shoots 4 of 14. So if he keeps chucking up shots and missing them, I'm going to have to lower that shot tendency, man. You're there to play defense and not much else. 7 points from Derek White, 7 points from Kyle Anderson, 6 and 10 for Ayton, man. I was going to say I might have to start Duran, but they almost had identical stat lines, which is quite funny. And then 5 for Josh Richardson is not too shabby. Game 2, we do go up 2-0. Let's go. 39 and 10 from KD, 26-8 from Booker. Duran, 15 points. He's outplaying Ayton so far this series. He might get the start, and we might have to see if we move on from Ayton. I'm just kidding. It's too early for that, but we will see how we go. 14-15 from Chris Paul, 12 from Derek White. Everyone plays a bit better. Game 3, they do win a game because I was not expecting to sweep Ja Morant, but hopefully that's as far as this goes. Can we go up 3-1? We can. Wonderful. Kevin Durant with a 38-piece performance, 18 from Ayton. So he did step up. He heard me talking. But, I mean, Durant's right on your tail, my boy. 17 and 20 rebounds. Much better rebounder than Ayton is. Derek White also had 14, 13 assists from Chris Paul. Can we, gentlemen, sweep them? We can. Let's go. So in that closeout game, Booker has 32 and Kevin Durant has 32. Those two monsters combined for 64, 15, and then 12 and 8 from Chris Paul. Durant 10 and 5. He's outplaying DeAndre Ayton in that first series, man. Ja Morant had 32, 10, and 7, but it was not enough to beat this juggernaut. So I'm curious to see in round 1. So Durant averaged 11 points in those 5 games. Ayton averaged 9, so they're very similar there. Assists, I'm not expecting too much. Ayton had 1 more, I guess. 1.8 blocks from Durant, 0.8 from Ayton. I'm considering starting Durant, man. Is that crazy? He even had a better field goal percentage. I went straight past the rebounds. They had identical amount of rebounds once averaged out. Neither shot well from the line. You know what? I mean, we did just win in 5, but I'm going to go ahead and switch the 2 of them. And then we'll see if Durant isn't playing as well. Maybe we can put Ayton back in that lineup. But we do have a rematch against Denver. Have they made any changes is the question. Looks like they signed Terrence Davis and maybe traded for Terry Rozier. Don't know if that makes them any better necessarily, but I wonder if they still have MPJ or was he in that trade? He wasn't. So I guess, I mean, was he what? Was he traded for Terry Rozier? He might have been. That's quite funny, man. But we will continue on. We will see if we can win game 1. We do. Booker with a 30-12 piece, 23 and 8. All right, so Durant has 14. Ayton has 14. They shot similar field goal percentage. He has 2 more rebounds, 2 more steals. I mean, I think Durant's the better option, to be honest. Game 2, they do win. Booker has 46 in an L. 1 point L. That's tough. Jokic has 34 and 7. We do go down 2-1. That's a little bit upsetting. But Durant has 25 and 7. Ayton has 23 and 11. Right, so I guess we'll move Ayton back into the starting lineup. Maybe he was proving to me that he should have been there all along. Can we please just go ahead and not go down 3-2? That would be fantastic if we can actually win this. We are down to start the game. We do take the lead back. All right, we're up by 9 at the start of the 4th. If we can just hold this, we do blow it, of course. It's a 2-point game. It's a tie game. We're down by 1. Nobody's scoring. This is a little bit scary. We go down there. Can we just go up? We don't. We go down. We go up. We go down. We go up. What is happening? And we're up by 2. Just don't let him hit a 3, and we don't. We win by 4. Wonderful. So we tied up 2-2. Jokic has 33, 8, and 6. Devin Booker. So putting Ayton back in the starting lineup, maybe he just plays worse as a starter, man. 4 for 11, shooting 9 for 13 from Durant. But I feel like as soon as I switch him again, it's just not going to go well. I do like that Ayton has anchor on bronze, so he's able to guard Jokic in theory a little bit better. All right, game 5. Let's see if we can go up 3-2. That would be huge. Starting off up by 2 in the first quarter. 10-point lead. Going into the second, 35-28, 49-36. I guess every game's just got to be close, huh? We can't just win one convincingly. And we actually don't. I was going to say we do, but we do blow it a little bit at the end. But we win the game ultimately. 35 from Booker, 23 and 12 from CP. I'm just keeping an eye on my center duo, man, because 12 and 12 from Ayton, 13 and 5. I mean, that's very similar. So, I mean, I guess it's either way, it doesn't matter too much. We're up 3-2, so can't be too upset. And if we win, we do have a rematch against Dallas. Cleveland also came out of the East, at least for the conference final. So let's see if we can put this away in 6. This series has been so volatile, man. It's definitely not as close as the final score is going to show. Yeah, so there was plenty of times I felt like we were going to lose. Terrence Davis somehow leads them in scoring with 35. So I'm glad we did put that away. Booker with 38 and 31 in a closeout game for Duran. I mean, I know I keep switching him over back and forth, but I really feel like I need to keep him in the starting lineup, depending on who the center is for Dallas. Depending on who the center is, it is Christian Wood. Do I think Jalen Duran, with his current badge situation, is enough to guard Christian Wood? I think because Christian Wood's not a good defender, I think we might let Ayton have the first crack at him and we'll see what happens. But I think to get started, I'm going to put Isaac on Luka straight away because that's essentially why we brought him in, and they did lose Kyrie by the look of it. So if I go over to the Mavericks, I'm not going to do anything else apart from putting Jonathan Isaac on Luka, and we will see how we go. So game one, let's simulate. We do win that one. Devin Booker has 26, 25, and 24 from still technically our big three. I mean, Ayton might be a higher overall at this point, but these three have been elite. And I'm sorry, I haven't shown the lower guys some love. You know, I mean, 9 points on 3 of 9 shooting, but 9 and 3 with presumably good defense from Derek White. Underrated there. And then, of course, on their side, I'm curious to see. And Luka has 42, of course, while being guarded by our all-defensive first-team player. Let's see. Game 2, we go up to, oh, let's go, dude. 37 and 30 from our dynamic duo, 17-10 from Chris Paul, 10 and 12 from Ayton, 8 and 11. So I guess they're really interchangeable. One goes off one game, one goes off the next game. And then I guess there you have the Jonathan Isaac effect. Luka putting up 22, 9 and 10, which is a bad game for him. Can we go up 3-0? Oh my God, we can. If we blow a 3-0 lead, I'm going to be very, very upset. 27, 9 and 11 from Luka, 27 from Wood. So he has been hooping. I mean, his efficiency's not great. Kevin Durant, 25. So 113. We actually blow them out, I would say there. And are we going to sweep them? We sweep the Mavericks after they beat us in 7 last year. Let's go, man. Got our revenge. Luka is held to 25, 8, and 10. Let's go, Jonathan Isaac. And 44, 11, and 5 from the Durantula, man. Holy crap. And Kevin Durant is your Western Conference Finals MVP, of course, averaging 31, 8, and 6 on very good efficiency, 60, 55% efficiency. Going against who else but Jason Tatum. All right, so I would say this is probably the best team we've faced. We did take Derek White off them. I wonder if they are playing anybody. Let's check their rotation that they got from us. So they are playing Josh Okogie. How has he been in the playoffs? I want to see if that was a win-win trade. So, I mean, I can't say that just based off his performance alone. He's given them 3 and 3 in the playoffs on horrendous efficiency. Are they playing anyone else they got from us, or did they use them to make moves? Is Torrey Craig playing? He's not. So neither is Eric Pascal. No, I mean, okay, so I guess we won that trade. It's yet to be determined who wins the series. Let's see. So I do like the point guard matchup and the shooting guard matchup. And then I might just switch Jonathan Isaac onto Jason Tatum. He's been our go-to guy so far for stopping superstars. So let's go ahead. I went straight past them. I forgot we were looking for the Celtics. So let me go back into it. We'll go Celtics. Jason Tatum, we will be giving you Jonathan Isaac for the next, hopefully, 4 games. Now, let's see. Game 1. I have a feeling we're going to lose. We win. Let's go, dude. We actually blow them out. So KD gives them 42, the Boston Killer. Jaylen Brown goes off. I guess now he's been guarded by Kevin Durant. Game 2, we go up 2-0. Derek White leads us in scoring against his former team. Now, I have no data or evidence to support this claim, but I'm pretty sure when you trade for a player on 2K and they play their former team, especially in the playoffs, they always have a revenge game like they would in real life, which is quite fun. So Tatum, 33 that game, Brown 31, it was not enough. Game 3, pardon me, we do lose. We lose by 12. Tatum and Brown go off, obviously. See if we can go up 3-1. We do. Wonderful, man. So Tatum gives them 34. Devin Booker has 41. I love this team, man. I really do. Hopefully we can go ahead and close this out. All right, simcasting this last game. Let's have a quick look. We start off 9-5 in the first quarter, going up by 1 point, 26-31. Let's see, a minute 40. We'll hop in now. All right, man. So let's go ahead and see who is on the floor for us. Devin Booker is, so we'll go ahead and get him the ball. I love this team, dude. I'm not going to lie. I guess the least realistic trade was the one that we did for Jalen Duran as he scores there. Again, we're living in the 2K universe, not real life, and they always give up on him early. And then the other trades were relatively minor, I'd say. I mean, Jonathan Isaac was huge for us, but I don't think he cost us all too much, realistically. We will do one more season because I want to see if we can run it back, but we probably won't take that one too seriously as we get an easy layup there with Kevin Durant, but he smokes it. I did see Devin Booker in the corner for 3 and I went to pass out of it, but I guess he doesn't have bailout or whatever that badge is called. So let's get it, man. We're going to go ahead and win the NBA Finals. All right, and the Phoenix Suns are your NBA champions. Kevin Durant wins Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP, averaging 30, 6, and 6, rounding up for you big fella, 60, 54% shooting. And we do go ahead, get out of there. You can see Booker also, and then the rest of our guys on their side. You saw already, just to be sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try bring everyone back, and we're just going to run it back one more season. And I mean, hey, it's letting me sign Jae'Sean Tate, so I guess we'll pick him up as well. So I will see you guys in the final off season, and hopefully we can go back to back. All right, so in your third and final season, another young guard currently wins MVP. Ja Morant averaging 34 and 11 with 7 rebounds. We were not as good this year. We fell off hard, so championship hangover. We started off about down 5 games into the season, under 500, and I think we finished with about 45 wins. So hopefully that gets us into a top seed. I didn't even check to see what our seeding was going to be. Looks like we did fall off though, so we're down to the 4 seed, so not the end of the world. Maybe it's the Chris Paul regression. I didn't even check, to be completely honest with you. So he still gave us 13, 9.5. So he's still Chris Paul. He's just 39 years old. 25 and 8 from Book, which really good. His playmaking's gotten better each and every season on fantastic efficiency. Jonathan Isaac, 40%. I mean, I told him to stop shooting threes. He's still doing it, so that's all good. 21 and 5 and 5 from KD, which is nice. 50, 40, 90. Ayton gave us 17, 10 and 0.6. 18 and 11 and 2 blocks from Durant. So he might actually still be the better player. I don't know. Derek White, 9 and 4 on better efficiency than last season, 40 and 30, slightly better. And then Kyle Anderson shot 36% from 3. Josh Richardson, not as good for us as he was last year. So for the playoffs, the only thing I'm going to do is play the starters more minutes as per usual. And then I am going to turn around and we'll see if we win it all. I'm hoping we do. We have Houston in the first round. As I said, I'm just gonna sort of turn around or look away and we will see what happens. And of course, so we lose in the conference finals to Golden State. So that's all good. We'll go ahead, and they do lose to the Celtics, who we beat last year. So, I mean, they played the same team we did, but we beat them. So I guess we just weren't the same team this year. Who was it in that last game that didn't perform well? Looks like all of our main guys pretty solid, but I guess Steph Curry was just too much for us. So regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy. I had a ton of fun filming this and doing this rebuild just because I like all the players that I had so much. And that second year was just magic in a bottle, man. I'm so happy. Sucks we couldn't go back to back, but you know how 2K is, it rarely makes sense. So anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please remember to leave a like, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you guys, and subscribe to the channel if you would like. I would really appreciate it. So hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.